do a completion of all your years of vlogging on YouTube. Like, from when you first got here, like pictures then, and like you narrating it, and then all the way from now. Just describing your life and how far you came since you moved from Colorado. So it'd be kinda interesting. I think that video would actually be kinda interesting.
Alright, so, starting off with this picture, which was actually on the last week or so that we were in Colorado, we said goodbye to my grandma because she was going to Ohio while we were going to South Dakota. And this photo was actually taken on the day of when my grandma left, as you can tell. And you can also tell that I'm kind of crying because my face is red and my eyes are red. My mom was thinking about it because this actually would be the first time that me and my mom and my grandma have separated from one another. Even though me and my mom were still, like, we were still there, but we just didn't have grandma, so it felt different for, like, a few days, weeks, you know. And this is it right here. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, I had a cat. This was my cat, Tyke. My mom's cat, my grandma's cat. It was our family cat. And I don't know where the heck Dallas was. I think she was, like, in the bedroom somewhere. But we had Dallas. She just wasn't out in the living room at the time. But before we left, this was pretty much Tyke every day that we were there. He would always, like, whine and cry and stuff, wondering where Grandma was because she left. And Grandma, he loved her so much. And it really upsetted him to see that she left him there. And, yeah, and he ran off on the night before we left. And he never came back, so we had to leave him behind because we had to get back because my uncle had to work and we didn't have any time to find him. I just hope that he found a good home now. So this right here was the beginning of it all. A new adventure was about to hit. For the first week, month and a half maybe, we were staying at my uncle's trailer, which, to be honest, it was boring because my uncle didn't have internet at the time, and the only thing I could do was play on Mason's PlayStation 4. I didn't have an Xbox and stuff back then, like I do now. But I did enjoy it. It was okay. But then what really changed it all was when we got a house, like an actual house, not an apartment, which was the first time I had ever lived in a house that I remember. Apparently there were some times when I was little that I lived in a house, but I don't remember. But yeah, this was my first time living in an actual house, and me and my mom, we had a lot of good times just hanging out in the living room together, watching TV and stuff, because we had cable. We didn't have Roku, so we only had cable and internet, but I mostly used the internet. This picture right here just shows how happy we were spending every day in the living room together. There were some times when me and my mom had our fits, but that's normal. So, yeah, nothing too much changed yet, other than the fact that we moved. So, yeah, but This is our first time in the house that we just got at the time. It was a really small house, by the way. Um, and it had a lot of sewer problems and stuff like that too. So it wasn't the picture perfect house, but I mean, I still somewhat enjoyed living in it. Just not the way I thought I was gonna, though, because of the sewer problems and how small my bedroom was upstairs. And yeah. And also, what changed at the time was me being closer to my cousins again. This set of cousins was a different set than another set of cousins that I have. We would go over to my uncle's house, and it would just be Mason, April, and me. And we would all just hang out and have good times like family and like cousins should have good times and stuff. We got along actually well. We all love each other. And yeah. So there's that. So what changed so far during this time period? This was from February 2018. Moved into a house, moved into a different state, and moved into a smaller community away from a big city. Which, to be honest, it was boring, but I had a lot of friends here. So, yeah, but at the time that of this picture and this picture, I was just getting started on this new life that I was about to live, on this magical journey right here. Okay, here's another picture showing off what was normal in my house, what normal looked like. Just me, my mom, and my dog. Sorry guys, my nose just keeps messing up. And we lived in that house. We would just all lay together in bed and snuggle with one another. But as you can see, I was just really enjoying this snuggle with my Poochie. And I miss her so much. Oh yeah, and here's another thing I never thought I would ever be able to get to do in my life at all, was build a fire in my own backyard. What do you mean I didn't build the fire? I didn't build this. I had some help, of course. But still, I never thought I would have such a good time or such fun putting together something I never thought I'd be able to, like this fire right here. And then we roast, I remember we roasted marshmallows too. I want to say this is around March. I don't know, it's not showing the date. So, but I know this was 2018 just cuz I remember, cuz we're still living inside that house. Here's another picture of the fire. Yeah. Hey guys, by the way, this is just some food that my mom made. She made corn dogs. Wasn't gonna put that in the video, so, but I thought I'd tell you what that was, because you saw me swipe. Okay, here's another photo. My mom was just feeling so different because my grandma wasn't with us anymore and we were now on our own. My mom was just missing grandma so much when we were living in South Dakota. And this had been the first time she'd been away for her from so long. So she put this photo together just for grandma to see and feel how much she really missed her. Or really misses her. When I put it together as miss, I just think it's like a bad way, but it's really not. Okay, so this is right before my birthday. Um, we were at a friend's house. Can't remember the name of my mom's friend, but we had a campfire, or we had a fire going on again. Because at the time, that's what I like to see, because it was really naturistic and really beautiful for me to see. And then I just got to sit there with my mom and we talked and took photos and stuff. Went to Aberdeen and stuff. I don't think we did anything for my birthday though. This was right around my birthday. The day before my birthday, actually. June 19th, 2018. I would have been like 14 or. Wait. You're 14 or. I can't remember. But yeah. Okay, so moved to a different state, moving into my first house, closer to family, and now in this picture right here, I became a sophomore on this day right here. In this photo, this was my first day of school as a sophomore. So that meant I complete my freshman year, and my sophomore year was just beginning. And I tell you, this was the bestest school that I ever went to, and you guys are gonna see that some more in this as we go on. Yeah, here's another picture of me actually wearing my outfit. This picture right here actually takes me back to the first full year that I've had at school. Sophomore year was my first full year at this school. And this is my first homecoming. I wasn't here for the beginning of my freshman year. I was still in Colorado. So I only had 3 of 4 homecomings at my school with my class. So yeah, homecoming was actually awesome that year. I remember. No, it wasn't. It wasn't in 2018, 2019. It was more like 2019, 2020 school year that. It was in my second homecoming that my float had won our class float, my class float. The class that I was in, we won, our float won. But this year, I don't think it did. I think we came in second or third, maybe. I don't remember. Yeah, this photo right here, also, first Thanksgiving to have with my family in a while, and friends. As you can see, Charlie, Daniel, Sherilyn, Mason, April, Daniel, I think I already said it. And there's me, sitting right on the couch, the arm of the couch. I don't know why I was so obsessed with sitting on my couch like that, but I was. I'm surprised Daniel didn't fall off and break Charlie and Mason's neck. I just think that's funny how he's just sitting up there like a freaking role model. Like a model. He do be posing like a model, though, up there. Daniel, if you're watching this video, I miss you. And Charlie. And Sherilyn. And Mason. And April. Our first Thanksgiving with my uncle right here. This brings me back to. And I say it was our first, like, full, good Thanksgiving together. Then this brings me back to the first actual good Christmas that I had with my family, my uncle, my aunt, and my cousins, all right here. I think this was at like near the end of 2018, December 2018. I think this was. Yeah. And you could tell that this wasn't on Christmas Day, because we didn't have Christmas dinner yet. We just had crinkle cut and sandwiches. And here we are opening our Christmas gifts, which actually the first time in a while that I can remember that I actually got some really good stuff. But I'm actually not sure I can tell what all I got, but I think it was just good stuff that I got. Yeah. And our first Christmas dinner together, which actually went well. It went great, and I miss it so much. Brings back good memories that me and my cousins had together. So yeah, I say this is around when stuff starts getting good, like when life from when I started changing and was different from when I was in Colorado. I say this is when the changing started. For me, anyway. Here's our family photo that we took. Again, this was around December 2018. The most happiest Christmas that I've really had in a while. Because I was able to spend it with family and friends. And I know, I look like Luigi from Mario Brothers in this. Don't judge. Oh, here's another good photo. These guys right in this picture, but one of them isn't in this photo because he didn't live in town. My friend Dylan, I'm sure you guys know, but these are my other good friends that were in the same class. This is like literally the first time I've ever hung out with friends at a different place that's like not in school. This was an awesome time. Even though we were just at the gas station, whatever, we were talking, but still, it was such a great time, though. Really meant a lot to me. Because I had never really had friends who did this. Even though I did have good friends back in Colorado, but they didn't do this with me. They didn't call me up and ask me, hey, you want to hang out or meet up? But, yeah. Okay, so this was June 20th, I think. June 20th, 2019. I had just turned 16 years old. And I'm getting, like, 16, like 2 steps closer to being 18. So, yeah. And I say, life was better at this point. And life really got better at this point in time, either in 2018 or... No, this was 2019. Because, again, we got to do stuff we normally wouldn't do. We got to go to the butterfly garden, which are pictures right here. But, to be honest, I was scared of the butterflies. I don't know why. Now, when I look at them, they're just so beautiful. And not only that, but we got to go see some animals and stuff in the water. Well, no, we weren't in the water, but you guys get what I'm saying. We got to watch them swim around. Careful of these, because they will sting you. These are jellyfish. Okay, this photo was taken around March of 2020. Probably not one of the best years or best months, because this is when the whole COVID happened and I got stuck at home in quarantine for school because we were doing school on the computer. So, and plus the little kids really liked me here, and I started appreciating them for liking me and other stuff. And yeah, especially Elliot. I'm pretty sure you guys seen him in the pool videos or something. Alright, so this is around 2020, because I had turned 17 on this day. And as you can see, my mom did the white frosting, but I did the writing. I did the happy birthday, Jared. I made this design right here. I tried to make my design from my Boy Genius logo, But as you could see that it wasn't perfect, but I think I liked it. I liked it. It looked okay. And then we had more fun in the summer of 2020 because we got to go to the zoo. Surprisingly, I'm surprised it was open because this was during COVID, and we got to take pictures of all the animals and stuff. So life was actually, it was normal. There was, I don't think there, well, I'd say it's better than living in Colorado, of course, because I, I don't want to freaking, I just don't want to talk about why. I really don't. But I say it's better because it is better. Life was so much better for both of us here. I think this is the most fun time that me and my mom had in a while. We didn't get to too many fun things like go to zoos and stuff at all back in Colorado, but we did that summer. I really like this parrot right here. He looks really cool. Folks, that is what mother and son relationships look like. Supposed to be out doing fun things together, loving each other, things like that. This is also another memorable moment of my mom, and I'm pretty sure you guys saw it in that short that I made. This is for when we went to the zoo on that Saturday in Sioux Falls. No, that's not from the zoo. That's from the Sioux Falls Park. You know that park with that waterfall? If you guys live in South Dakota and has ever been to Sioux Falls before, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's this place, right, that we're in, right here. I really miss that place. It was such a beautiful waterfall. Me and my mom took a photo. And now it's just another memory. Brownies. Okay, here's another thing I could talk about. Me and my mom went to see one of her friends and stuff like that. And he actually had a sniper, and he, let me... It wasn't loaded, of course. But I got to use the scope and stuff. I was just pretending that I was playing Call of Duty and stuff. Because it actually felt like it. I say that was another fun time that we had. And then another memorable moment that we used to share together was when we would eat food and stuff like that, like this pizza here, for example. It actually looks really good right now. I'm gonna say that. I wish I could just grab a piece through the screen and eat it because it looks so delicious. Same with that Dr. Pepper. Here's where shit gets really juicy. My senior year, one of the most interesting school years ever, because it was my last one, of course, the last time that I ever had to go to school. And I'd just say this is where my life completely changed. 2021, matter of fact, I think is when my life completely did a full 360. Like, it just got from, I think, better to, I would say, much better around these times of 2021. 2022 is still a waiting game. So don't ask for my opinion yet. Oh yeah, this is from when we got my grandpa at the airport, by the way. The last homecoming. I remember they also, since it was our last homecoming, they gave everybody these. They're signs of what they looked like back then to what they look like now. That's me, for example. And then they had us like on the carts, the golf carts, and they played a song that we picked out explaining everything, like what our journey was over the years, stuff like that. I would play a video clip, but because of the song that I chose, it would be copyright. So I don't want to get copyrights. Oh yeah, and also on that same day, they had us paint the road with our names, because we were the class of 2021. God dang it, it keeps swiping. That was just me and my mom. No, that was just my mom and her friend just hanging out. If you're my mom's friend and you're watching this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to reveal your face or show your face. I'm so sorry. And November of 2020, we got to go see my aunt and my grandma, which would have been my first time to see grandma in over, what was it? Like 3 years. I haven't seen my grandma in 3 years at that time. I just couldn't believe it. I was so happy to even spend just a day or 2 days with my aunt because my grandma, and I got to see my grandma during those entire 2 days too. So actually this would be the greatest Thanksgiving of all time. November 2020 was the greatest month ever for Thanksgiving because of this. Until we had to go back home, of course. These are all photos from when we went downtown. And I'm pretty sure if you guys have seen the videos, 2021 was also a good last year in school because of our senior trip where we got to go to Deadwood and Rapid City and Mount Rushmore. If you guys have seen the part 1 and part 2 of my senior trip, you guys already know how much fun that I had. I don't even need to explain again. You guys will just have to go and see the part 2 and part 1 right now. And I say we just got to do more road trips and stuff together. And yeah, just another really good time that we had was when we would go on drives together and stuff. And another thing that was life-changing, graduation. This was my pictures before graduation. That wasn't. I must have not have had pictures at graduation or something. I don't know. I say life was starting to get... Her life was actually much better and improved over time until my mom's death. This was the last picture that she posted before her death. So yeah, guys, that, and Charlie, if you're watching, that's how my life was in a nutshell after we moved to Colorado. Things have improved so unbelievably well. I never thought we could ever reach this far. Ever. And yet we did. We freaking did it. Mom, you might have lost around December, but me and you both finally were able to get our lives in good shape. Not perfect, but good shape. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys want more videos where I just talk about stuff, then leave a like and subscribe.